And then this is BetterHelp.
I mean, if you've listened to the show, if you have any familiarity with the show, the idea that this company, I mean, truly amazing, that they would do this ad.
We promise to be good for this run of the ads.
And I'm being good.
You're being good.
I'm
You've been
saying
good.
I'm shocked and pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
We have a long history. Mm-hmm. We have a long history with them. Mm-hmm. And that's nice. But it's good because what it is it's counseling. Do you get that? It's counseling when you're sad or when you're mad. Dan has problems. You went to a therapist, right? Dan has problems because
Plenty of problems.
Dan graduated college and went, wait a minute, why? Why do I have to leave it, you know? Many shitty people in his generation are like, why do the beer pong tournaments have to end? But they do. So he got sad about that. He was sad. And he had to go to a therapist and go, I don't understand what's going on. He had to leave Florida. He had to leave the beach, put on shoes, and be a human being. And it was sad and challenging and new. But during the pandemic, it's hard. I'm not. Who cares?
No, I just don't.
I get it.
Dinner in the code.
I
it's
can.
a whole thing.
I mean, I love they send the copy. Like I don't know what I'm doing. It's when you're sad or mad or anxious or you're in a loveless marriage, you can call BetterHelp.com. HELP. BetterHelp.com. What's the promo code on the old
So
BetterHelp?
this I have to read directly. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Tim Dillon Show listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/TimD.
I don't know how I feel about therapy. It's good. You were in it for a while, right?
Yeah, I had to stop though. My therapist was too old and kind of like out of it. Like she was like, I'd be like telling a story and she'd be like, "What's Uber?" I'm like, "You're missing the point. It has nothing to do with what I'm trying to tell you."
How old was she?
I don't know, like an indistinguishable old. You know what I mean? Like she was up there, like really up there, probably close to 80, pushing 80, 74, 75.
How'd you get her?
She was free. I mean, that was kind of it.
What is she? You sure it was a therapist, not like an old lady in a church you were just
I
talking
wasn't
to?
sold. I wasn't sold.
It might have been some old woman on a park bench you were talking to.
Like you're like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
It's therapy.
I told her one time, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing mushrooms. She's like, that sounds nice. I'm like, well, maybe this isn't super helpful. Like, I don't know.
She's like, I love mushrooms. Peppers, onions, you put them in a pan, you saute them, and if you do it right, your husband doesn't punch you in the face. I mean, I love that you have an elderly therapist.
Yeah, she's nice, though. She's nice. Had like a
I had
healthy-
one therapist. This is literally a fact. I had one therapist. He was an Irish guy.
the worst kind of
It's just the worst therapist because they're all so
Irish
fucked.
man.
And I believe I was like, I don't know what it was. It was like 14 years old or something. And he's like, at the end of the session, like all he seemed to surmise, he was like, all right, so you're a homosexual and you love George W. Bush. I was like, yeah, I think he has the right strategies for the time we're in. I think we have to honor our commitment to the people of Iraq. And I like to suck dick. And I don't know why those things are all. But at the end of that was like at the end of the thing. That was like his diagnosis. He was like, you like Bush, but you don't like Bush, you know? I'm like, right. He's like, all right, well, that's $97. I'm like, all right, well.